I think I'm gonna make this head just a little bit smaller. Be good. Better in this case. Do a little bit of cleaning. What else? It's important here. The hand, I guess. Something I'm not super happy with just yet. I think I'm just gonna erase it for now. Just got no hands. What I could also do is put a bow here. Just change this hand to grab this way. That's a better hand already. I think that's like the main thing here. This it's about over there, so might be able to bend it a little bit so that it's, you know, a little bit more rhythmic. And then I can actually put the other hand here. And that'll be a pretty good hand, I think. Not a lot of news today. Got let's see here. Big news. Coronavirus Pfizer vaccine approved for use in boosters for adults, I think. If you've invested in Pfizer, let me see here. Let's see, the past 5 days. For some reason, the stock took a dip today, which is, the market just closed. Kind of sucks. I mean, I didn't lose any money. I think I bought it at a little less than, yeah, but I would have expected it to go up since, like, they proved the new vaccine booster. I don't like making money off of like this, but yeah, money is money. So, gotta take it where you can get it, man. Sometimes. Important not to lose. Yeah, with these things, patience is usually the key. Being able to hold when you've got a good gain is actually like one of the. I feel way more stressed when I'm winning because I don't know how high I can win. When it's going down, it's going down. I'm like, okay, well, I lost money there. And usually it comes back up, and then I'm like, okay, not bad. But when I'm winning and I'm getting like, 10%, 20%, how much of a gain is enough? It's always like a question in my mind. How much? At what point will I sell? And I always have to kind of consider. It's like, what is? I don't want to get into a situation where it's like, I won't sell it at no point. I think that's like one of the worst. No exit strategy. That's like the worst thing, because then it's like, oh well, you got 500% and you didn't sell. What would have made you sell? So kind of hard to do. But yeah, the Kenosha case is over, so you guys can worry about some other case now. I don't know which one it's gonna be, but I'm sure there's another trial. I was thinking about the word trial now, and it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, it's a trial. Feel bad for Kyle, even though he's not guilty. Why do you feel bad? He can literally write a book right now. The Kenosha Kid. His face is plastered all over America. I'm sure that he could actually get like an advertising, what's called right now. Like he could cash in. A lot of these people who become accidentally famous have been able to cash in on it, And then there's plenty of jobs which you can do anonymously. You basically just need a set of skills, and then you can do that job anonymously from home. So it's not a huge deal. I know it might not be as glamorous, as like, he was gonna be a doctor. I mean, he could be he could go into law and just ride that shit just because he was acquitted. Anyway, it's really kind of funny. Again, I don't care about the political situation, but I do care about like the hilarity I think that's ensuing. Because like I'll read these tweets and it's like these people must be like, they must have something wrong with them. Because I'll read it and it'll be like, the system is rigged. And it's like, it was a state prosecutor, right? It's the system was trying to prosecute him, right? They went above and beyond too. The state prosecution, mwah, amazing. Now I haven't watched too much of the case. Again, I watched maybe like a couple of snippets that have accidentally gone into my feed, so I haven't really. How on earth are 17-year-olds allowed to walk around with assault rifles? Well, you have to consider that we send our 17-year-olds off to war. If you're 17, if you're good enough to gun down a school bus with sorry, getting a little track there. if you're, if you're good enough to raise up arms against, the enemy, the foreign enemy, whatever that may be, then you're good enough to be able to. Otherwise, you then have to re-examine the moral ramifications of sending 17-year-olds to war. And I don't think anyone is going to redo that calculation. I think we've fallen squarely on that. Now, different states, different rules. It's not like not every state is an open carry state. Now, a lot of places aren't like like central London, right? They're not a city. They're like a big farmland. They're large farmland. There's not like what's it called. So I feel like the gun ownership aside, I don't know if that's what's called. But as far as I can understand, and I don't know enough about the trial to really comment on it. I'm commenting more on like the what's it called, the responses from the journalists, because that's what I see. I'm not even looking at. I haven't watched a single sit down or hearing. I don't know. The only thing I saw was the message on Twitter pop up, and it says, trial's over, jury is acquitted. So I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But I've heard a lot of journalism. Heard a lot about the journalism, But it's funny. It's funny, I think. He's Hispanic, isn't he? Is he? Really? Didn't know that. Ah, that's why he's a white supremacist. It all makes sense now. And the people he killed. I read today from one of the newspapers I read sometimes, The Independent. This is in the UK, of course. Some days I will read, just a little bit of the headlines from places like Independent, Guardian, BBC. I'll just, I'll skim. I like to skim. I like to read some of these articles sometimes. Today I read that Kyle Rittenhouse killed 3 black people. And then I read their names and I started scratching my head, because the article was like, well, he killed this guy. His last name was Gershowitz. The next guy was Rosenbaum. And I don't remember what the other guy's name is, because I don't know, but it didn't sound like, a traditionally black name. I mean, maybe they're all adopted, I thought. And then I googled it, and none of them are black, so I think the Independent might have fucked up there a little bit. I'm just kidding. I didn't fucking read the Independent. No one reads that. I found a fucking meme of someone who fucking posted it on Twitter. Oh god. But yeah, they apparently reported that Kyle murdered 3 black people. Interesting. And then a bunch of Twitter check marks who didn't really, well, at least one Twitter check mark who didn't really fact check it was like, oh my god, I can't believe this has cost 3 black lives. It's just like, I guess if our Twitter check marks aren't, being stupid, then it's not a good day. Something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong. I don't know. I think I'm a big gun proponent. I think guns are cool. Imagine that. It's just in the UK, we have a different culture than the UK. You guys don't have like guns at all. Even your cops don't have guns. I find that fact like crazy. Your bobbies don't have guns. You can just run away. In fact, there's a lot of videos of these places where, you know, perps are just like making a run for it. I'm like, what is he doing? He's crazy. He's gonna get shot. And then they just run away. Imagine if you had a gun in that store instead of. I mean, did you know that after they canned my ass, they got people with guns. So. And again, this is, they didn't really can me. I walked away because I presumed that they would, and they haven't told me, but like, I just felt like, you know, they may, because the incident was just so stressful and traumatic for me, that they may be considering it, and so I just left. But who knows what would have actually happened. Is that dude holding a lightsaber? Yes. It's the lizard lightsaber. Classic. This is my way of like mapping out a part of the image where I have to work on it, but I haven't worked on it yet, and it's, you know, it's kind of pending. So to keep myself like from wandering a little too much, because my brain tends to wander. I'll mark it out in red. Whoa. Oh, okay, cool. Just clicked on the what's going. But yeah, how's it going, Oleg? How's it going? Got any news? Any news? I think you should try changing his eyes and mouth a little. They look too similar to the guy to this one. I'll probably end up changing this one actually. Because he should be more animal-like. Going good, thanks. Yeah, they look a little too similar. They're supposed to be like brothers. Brother from another mother, you know what I'm saying? But this guy got hopped up on the Komodo dragon meat, the genetic material of like hippopotamuses, all kinds of like animals. They should have a different look. Yes, yeah, I agree with you. I'm probably gonna change this one. Because I like what it looks like small. And so I probably won't change the top one. We'll see. Definitely not working on that now. I'm focused on other things. Like why this knee is so different than this other knee. I'm really worried about the what's it called right now? The bat. That's why it's the most red thing in the image. It's leather with feathers on its head for some reason. Yeah, it could have feathers. They have all kinds of mutations, so, you know, it's whatever I want, I can put in. Could be hair, could be scales. I haven't decided yet. Could be, could be some element that's colorful, but I don't know. I don't know just yet what I'm gonna choose. At this point, I'm worried more about other things, so I will not be fixing it. Eventually I'll decide, but not right now. Let's see, what else? The Rittenhouse trial is over. I kind of wonder what the next thing is gonna be like. I feel like a polearm would be pretty appropriate. Some sort of polearm. Maybe not even that big. Maybe this big is good enough. Like a spear. Lawsuits. Everyone is very worried about lawsuits right now. It's the new like important new important thing that everyone focuses on. It's kind of like almost like honor in a way. It's a trial. You used to be able to do a trial by combat. Maybe they should bring back trials by combat. You know, maybe Kyle should sue CNN. There's that remember that one kid who smiled at the Indian man, and then all CNN called him a white supremacist, and then he sued their ass, and then he got a bunch of money from them. Maybe Kyle should consider suing. I feel like he may be entitled to a little bit of money that way. Maybe. That's a tough one. It's so hard. Yeah. Apparently, if you call someone a Nazi and you happen to be one of the like relied upon news sources of the country, you could apparently get sued for it. Who would have known? They should have pled incompetence. They should have said, "Your Honor, no one trusts the media. We expected people to just ignore us because we just say ridiculous shit all the time." And the judge would have been like, "Yeah, fair enough. Actually, that makes sense to me." One of the other updates on this case that I actually did see yesterday was, and Twitter told me about this one. I don't know how that one happened exactly. Apparently, now the unbiased read from the what's called from the news reporting site said something like freelancer stopped while nearby jury bus for what's it called that's pretty interesting. Freelancer working for who? It's one of those like paparazzis, I as I understand, that was trying to get some photos. You know, I don't know what they were trying to photograph, but they were caught next to the jury bus. So that begs the question as to why they were there. I'm sure it wasn't like, you know, just randomly accidentally there. And then apparently the guy himself said to the cop that he was instructed to follow the bus of anonymous jurors who, I don't even know if they have trial by jury in any of the other countries, but they have it here. What that means is like a jury of a group of people of your peers decide your fate, basically. So instead of, you know, one judge or to kind of evade the legal fumblings of Europe, where you could have just like a judge, and the judge doesn't mean an arbiter. In that case, it means like the law, the executioner. This was like the way it would work in Europe for a very long time, I think. I don't know if they use the jury system there now, but I'm pretty sure that was one of our inventions, or we stole it from someone who who was doing it way better than some of our cousins. Forlorn cousins. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have the jury system, but yeah, you're in a high-profile case, you never see the jurors. In a low-profile case, they sit in the courtroom, and you've probably seen like some of these shows like Law and Order, and then the what's it called, the lawyers will posture like peacocks in front of the jurers, and they'll be like, they'll just they'll do a lot of actions that are more like akin to like actors, or you know. There's a riot happening in the Netherlands against COVID lockdown restriction. Yeah, I saw that. I also saw that there was something about that's one of the reasons was fireworks, actually. I don't know if anyone was trolling me. I think I saw one of the reasons was they banned fireworks. So they started rioting the streets. I thought Netherlands was the place where weed was legal. I thought they were supposed to be like super chill or something. Thought that was what's it called? The devil's cabbage. Didn't save them there, I guess. I think it's the first violent protest against lockdowns. There's a lot. I found like a YouTube that just collects like first-hand videos of places just rioting lately. I don't know. It's let's see if I can pull it up. Let me see here. Let me see. Meanwhile, in Australia, I think that was the name of the. There's John Talks. He only has a couple of videos that I saw, and it was videos of like November 13. It's just videos of protest. This is Australia, November 13. Let's see here. This is New Zealand, and it's just videos of protests all over. Meanwhile, in Italy, it's not violent. Well, I guess. Louis, what are you doing? My cat is attacking my computer. Stop it. Stop it, you cat. Not that I want to wish for violent protests. Well, I saw a bunch of people tweeting about it's time for violence on Twitter because of the Rittenhouse thing. It seems like people are really into it. They really want to go just like full accelerationism. I don't know. I feel like they're really dumb. There's so many memes of like, there's one that was actually good. It was like, let me see if I can find this one. But they keep calling for these violent protests, and it's like, just what do you think is gonna happen exactly? It's like when you bring violence into the equation and you think that the violence is going to stop with you, Most times you are mistaken. You are mistaken in a very big way. And this trial kind of proves it. Let me see if I can find... Can't find the name. Where is it? Just gotta scroll up a little bit more. Definitely saw it here. Fuck. There's so many memes coming out for these fucking happenings. Like every day, I'm just flooded with memes. That's how I get my news nowadays. I don't read publications. I just find the memes. The memes tell me who's right and wrong. I don't bother to investigate or actually like watch the news. I feel like that's a waste of time. Why do that when instead let me see here. Where is it? There's such a great meme. I gotta share this one. It's just like probably the best one I've seen in a long time. Ah, here it is. Here's Kyle in his 26th self-defense trial for killing 52 people in Kenosha riots that resulted in his 25th acquittal. Because they didn't dismiss with prejudice, so he can technically be retried. You know, we could have another one of these. We could have another one of... The state could go after him again. I don't know if it's in the interest of the state. I don't know what the prosecution is thinking. If they literally... there was instances where they brought in witnesses and they told the witnesses to change their testimony, and they didn't change their testimony, and instead, like when they were up on the, you know, they were up testifying, they said, hey, you asked me to change my testimony. That's kind of like, you shouldn't be able to do that. So oops. So that, I don't know if they really are gonna go after him again. I think that's, you know, who knows what the state is thinking. Probably they're not. They just have to expend more state resources. But yeah, I think I still remember what started all of this. I mean, like, I was out on the streets. Out on the streets, they were burning down auto zones. I was working at a fucking a mechanic shop selling tires, and they were saying that they were gonna be coming to our neighborhood, and they were gonna be burning shit down. But that never happened, so I guess we don't live in the worst place after all, you know? Yeah, our Black Lives Matter protest was like 3 white women here, so. It's all good here, it's all good. We're all right. Imagine living in America and you see a protest every month. Every month. Well, you know. Yeah, I feel like it's like worse in other places because we have guns. So like we have guns, we have rooftop Koreans. A lot of other places they don't have rooftop Koreans. So if you know, if they did this in Britain, for instance, I don't know what would happen. They might just go all the way. I don't know. Does the National Guard have guns in the UK? I don't know. I have to assume that, you know, it's rules for you, not rules for me. So, you know, if they actually went to I don't know, the mayor's house. I assume that the mayor's security staff has guns, right? They're not stupid, right? It's just that, you know, the police that are out on the streets that face you know, violence every day, you know, fuck those guys, right? But you know, if it's the mayor, then what's it called? Then no, we need the guns. The guns are important, and I think that's pretty smart. You should use, you know, weapons to defend yourselves. No, you have to fight with rock, otherwise you are not honorable man. It's pretty certain it would be far safer in Turkey. If you kill your enemies, they win. No, if your enemies kill you, you win. That's, I feel like that's the or is it if we kill our enemies, they win? I don't even remember. The Canadians, they say such funny things. What did he mean by this? I don't know. I feel like more guns is usually a little bit more safe, because here our criminals are all armed, you know. So, you basically, like, in some places where, you know, the nearest police station is, you know, 20 miles away, ours are armed too, but with knives. This is why you can have, like, something like a beheading in Europe. Like, I don't know if you could, if they would ever try a beheading here. I feel like someone would shoot someone trying to do a beheading in what's it called, in America. You just can't do it. So yeah. But yeah, beheadings are a cultural landmark for Europeans, so I could see, you know, I can see how that would happen. No guns though. Guns bad. Beheadings good. Really interesting. No gun tasers? I don't think they have any. I don't think they have any, like, weapons. Like, tasers can hurt people too. You gotta be like, come on, man. Keep up. Yeah, I don't know how the British do it. I honestly, I don't know. Guns are the big equalizer, you know? If God made man, then Smith and Wesson made God equal, or men equal. Whoops. So. We have armed police, you just don't see them unless anything big is going on. So you do have a SWAT, you know, you have something, right? You have a National Guard, I'm sure. I'm sure you have an army, some sort of paramilitary presence, a military presence. I'm sure. It's just that, you know, your local populace is not supposed to be armed. It really depends here, I think, where you're located, how important it is for you to be armed. I don't know. It's a difficult question, but in the immortal worlds of Joseph Biden, buy a shotgun and fire 2 shots, and then scream, "I'm reloading," and then he didn't say that part, but he heavily implied it. Maybe he has a pump shotgun, I don't know. Or an auto shotgun? I don't know if he meant that. Can we all have auto shotguns? I don't know. Incredibly based. Incredibly based. But yeah, we have things like home invasions, where, you know, it's a life and death situation. Police are 20 miles away. Yeah, I don't know. We do have gang-related violence, and they use knives like a It's gang. Everyone has a knife. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, in some places it's really bad. It's like when you have a place where it's like, you know, there's literally criminals on top of criminals, and they do things like, I don't know, drive-bys every day. Then yeah, gun control might make more sense in a place like that. That's how God that's how God intended it. But yeah. I don't know, it really depends. It really depends on where you are. What kind of answers you'll hear to that sort of question. Paring knives are just like a machete. Oh. So almost like a sword. See, in the UK, you need a license to buy like toilet paper, because that could be dangerous. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they chef knife, paring knife would be like something that's off limits as well. So. Oh, you know what? I read a headline. Let me see if that headline is real. I read this headline, but I'm not sure if it's real. It was like, let me see here. Aggressively racist engine revving Scotland. Let me see if I can. Jail time for revving an engine in a racist manner. This is the UK, by the way. A motorist in Scotland is fined $238. I wonder why they put it in dollars, not pounds. And then sent to jail for 2 days for a crime of revving his Lotus. The Lotus is a British car, and it's kind of rare here. You don't really see the Lotus around here, but I've seen a couple of them. I don't know if this headline is real. It's called thenewspaper.com. I don't know. The National Review. There's a couple of these. I don't know if it's real. I haven't looked into this, but GameFAQs is reporting on it. What? Reddit? It's on Reddit. It's got to be true. Okay? It's got to be true. Racist engine revving. I don't even know what that means. What could that possibly mean? Still working on this one. Hey, Coden, how's it going? I am still working on all of them. Still working on all of them. I've got a bunch of paintings here I want to work through. Hey, how Google keeps promoting Reddit on their search results. Isn't it like based on linkbacks or something? However many people like link to it or something. Like if it's almost like citations, but for like websites. I thought that's how it worked. Use DuckDuckGo for unbiased content. I don't have time for that, man. I ain't got time for that. If it finds what I'm looking for, I'm thankful. I'll merge this into my backup here, so that I have this one and I have my backup. I don't know, man. You search something and there's a Reddit post with 0 upvotes on top of results. Really? Doesn't even have to be a popular post. Really? I don't really even search that much for anything, so I mean, you're probably right. It is probably happening. I feel like search engines are they're just gonna be biased towards things. Maybe it's because you browse a lot of Reddit. Maybe, I don't know, because Google really knows what I browse. They include like my most browsed websites, like every single time. They'll like bias it to whatever I've been browsing. So you might be a Redditor. Oleg, a Redditor, confirmed. They somehow know what my browsing history is, and they which is incredibly scary. I don't know if I like that. But I just don't have enough energy to go through DuckDuckGo usually, because like, I'll be honest, I tried it for like a month, and then it was just like the amount of hits I would have to go through that were low quality was usually like way higher than Google's. So yes, they do. It's probably a more private search, but it's just the worst algorithm and product as far as I can tell. So I shall make you take the taste. By Allah, I will make you taste the bottom of my shoe. Yes, classic. This is an accusation above all crimes. It doesn't even have. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends on like what you're searching. Some of them, they don't have high quality results. Period. So that may be why, you know. So this one is getting there. Might switch off to one of the other ones so I could take a break, because this one is actually looking the most finished now. So now I should probably take a look at the other paintings now, and then kind of go from there. But we will get back to this one, I think. Something I'm not too happy about with this arm, though. We'll see. Do you use any other any other programs for digital art? No, not really. I tried a couple of them. They didn't really work for me, and so I don't really use too much. Google definitely knows what kind of porn I'm watching. That's why I watch different types to kind of juke it, you know? It doesn't know what to think. It just knows I consume a lot. This guy is... Google's dossier on me is full of like, just like weird shit. It has no idea. It has no idea what I'm about. Good thing I don't watch my porn on Google, because there's some weird ass shit on there. Google definitely, you know, like how Facebook has dossiers based on what other people have told it, basically. So if someone in your friend group has told Facebook that you have a phone number, and your phone number, Facebook knows it, or for instance, if they gave you, if they have the Facebook app and they gave it access to their phone records, Facebook like literally data mined them, and they took all the stuff from it, and so they can build dossiers on what's it called, people who don't even use it. So each person has like a shadow profile. Even if you don't use Facebook, they most likely have some information on you, which could include like phone numbers, addresses, fucking porn watching habits. Reddit does the same thing. It's just less expected from them, you know? It's big data is like incredibly scary. I feel like I'm way more interested in you know, data, and these data companies which go basically like totally unchecked. Like there's only a couple of places which like legislate in Europe against these companies, and they're only starting to legislate it, and all of the everything that's already done is basically like, you know, what are you gonna do about it, you know? There's no way to like make sure that those records are destroyed. That data is, you know, it basically exists on like hard drives somewhere, and it's probably been sold and, you know, traded and all kinds of stuff. So the Amazon could sell you the perfect set of earphones, you know. Hey, Louis, stop biting me. All right, my cat is hungry. Let me feed him for a second. Hold on. Hey. Hey, Lois, look. No, not really. Lois is my cat's name. Better not to think about it. But it's just stressful. Unless you want to do something about it. You can't do anything about it. Yeah. That's definitely a problem. Because the politicians are like boomers. They don't even understand, like, they can't comprehend the problems. Not even on their radar. They just don't. They can't even think about it. Our only hope is places like Europe, where they have like the right to be forgotten, those types of laws, those law sets, and it's like the way it works is those companies have like extensive legal departments, so they will like fight them tooth and nail, bribe politicians and stuff. For sure. Not every country is like not corrupt, you know. Some countries, it's, you know, bribing is kind of the way their economy works. Like the Ukraine, for instance, it's bribes all the way down. Russia in the same basket. It's just kind of the nature of post-Soviet person is that they're you know their culture trains them to be fundamentally dishonest, and if it's like you look from the people they get, the politicians, so it's not like they're coming out of nowhere, right? It's just it's their like ethics, you know, on a grander scale. I don't know. I agree with you that there's probably not much I can do about it. I don't know if consume, gotta consume, and forgetting about it is the right way to go. But Spain, I don't have a solution for you. So you know, return to monkey. Oh, I got a snack. I got a hunter sausage. Delicious. I need a little bit of a snack because we're going out today, but yeah, it's absolutely haram. I think it might be beef. I'm not sure. It might be by Allah. Might be. I don't know. Inshallah. Oh man, I'm pretty sure it's beef, but you know. You know, when I was in Ukraine, we had a lot of international students from like Arab Emirates. Let's see here, Jordan, Turkmenistan, and when they're in the Ukraine, everybody eats the bricks, okay? Allah cannot see in Ukraine, you see? So if you would put in rules for companies, you would legalize the internet in ways that you would be close to making things like free movies. Close to making things like free movies disappear. Oh, like piracy? I don't know if piracy would go away if you started if you had a set of rules for like data mining giants. I don't know if that like, because piracy is like almost like a I want to say like almost like a natural subset of human behaviors which you can't really like get away from, like stealing or something. Stealing is just not something like you can make it illegal, but it's not going to make stealing not exist. There's just like one of those behavioral things where the only way you could make stealing not exist is if you would abolish property, I guess. Like if we owned nothing and we were happy, then you could get away with it would be impossible to steal or pirate. But that's like the only way you could get away with it, by like literally changing our value systems. I don't know. And then you have kleptomaniacs. I don't know if like the thing is like with kleptomaniacs, you know, why does that behavior exist? Like if it wasn't one of the behaviors that you could even think of anymore, could they still have a like a psychological or psychiatric issue where they do things that I don't know. I guess there's like a biological component to it, but at that point, stealing would still not exist, because like if I take something that's yours, there is no yours, so I can't steal. Like it's impossible by the definition of it. So they could take things, but it wouldn't be stealing. It would just be them taking things, you know. So they could still take things. If the disability is purely taking something, then they would still do that, but it would no longer be stealing because you don't own it. There's no ownership. Not advocating for it, just trying to explain the idea. I would see breaking the law and taking something as something exciting. I don't know if that's what kleptomaniacs are doing, like, but like it may be if it was pure excitement and adrenaline rush, and you could no longer steal because you could no longer, you know, it's physically impossible to steal, like because of, you know, because the definition for stealing is non-existent. There is no theft because there is no property. Then there would be no adrenaline rush. You could not steal. Like, it would be impossible. So you wouldn't be breaking any rules. You would just be, but it's you know, it's kind of a weird question. You can't test it, so it's like one of those things I don't worry about. But yeah. But I feel like this is like the internet, all that should be things that people worry about instead of a lot of these court cases, which are like here and then tomorrow we just forget about them. We don't remember at all. Like, we just, you know, they're just out of the public eye. No one cares. For instance, the George Floyd thing, that's totally gone. No one talks about that anymore. It's just done. That's it, you know? And so the Rittenhouse trial is going to go the same way. And then we'll move on to something else. I don't know which one it is this time. But I feel like that's like the thing that everybody kind of focuses on for like a week, and then our ADHD gets in the way, and then we no longer focus on it. And that's kind of what interests me. Questions like that, like why does that happen? You know, why are people so fucking? Why do people have like no attention span, and they're like almost like cattle being driven from one set of news happenings to the next one? That's the kind of question that interests me. A few months. That's hilarious. A few days. No one will talk about it like 2 more days. I feel like that's the maximum lifespan. 2 months. Holy shit, that's way too much. No. It's gotta be even way less than that. Way less than that. Way less. The tropical forests still burn, but no one gives a shit. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of those questions that you know, environmental questions are like ones that people don't really give a shit about. Or they do give a shit about it, but it's only like in these like weird ways, like when I feel like there's like this, the animus that motivates people is being shitty to each other. That's my big strong claim, my opinion. Like everything can be described as like petty interpersonal politics, like 99% of the time. That's like my grand thesis. If you can do something to just you know, fuck someone over somehow, that's when people care about it in like a large section. Like, for instance, no one gave a shit about cryptocurrency until they saw that people were like making tons of money on it. And then they were just like, oh man, let's burn crypto. NFT's bad because environmentalism. But up until then, they didn't really give a shit about it. And then, I don't know, it just feels like, that's what drives people. It's like, that's the animus, that's the real animus there, is that, you know, people just, they don't like other people. The world is depressing like that? Yeah, a little bit. How the fuck is NFT related to environmentalism? Well, the thesis there is that well, I mean, it's plausible that, you know, cryptocurrency in all forms, and this is kind of the way that I think they present the argument, is that it's a huge amount of wasted energy, and so it should be regulated, and it shouldn't be what's it called? I mean, my thought would be that, well, so is the rest of, you know, payment processing, period. It's all kind of like that. I would say most industry dwarfs cryptocurrency when we're talking about energy. I don't think we need to. I don't think. I feel like this is like a weird way to focus in on it, you know? CPU farms or whatever they make to mine cryptocurrency. Well, the idea is that yes, it's a lot of electricity and a lot of energy that's just being used to basically hold up a financial system, which is important. I don't understand. Like, I think like the claim is that this isn't an important way for us to use energy, and so we can just, you know, we should just disregard it. And I think that's like kind of telling. You know, you can't just. So what you're saying is like, well, when I use electricity to warm up my asshole, that's fine and good, and that's based. But when someone's buying a dog currency, that's cringe. So we gotta like stop those people. You know? I don't know. I think like if you banned all cryptocurrency tomorrow, it would have like zero environmental impact. Comparatively. I think it's a lot. It's really weird to focus on the little guy and to make, but that's kind of how we're wired. You know? I like to like screech about this like once in a while. But have you noticed that you've been convinced that you can stop global warming? It's your job as the consumer to stop global warming. It's not industry at all. That's the problem. It's you. You just buy another Tesla and then we'll fix global warming. It's not these like massive fucking gigantic like structures that produce most of the pollution that have to change or anything. It's you, the guy who doesn't recycle. Fuck you, you fucking asshole. You're destroying the planet. If only you recycled. Why didn't you listen? You could have prevented. You could have prevented this. I don't know. There's something funny about that to me. I don't understand how we flipped the script on this. You know, it's like the government using like billions of dollars to transport weapons or something. That's fine. But if you throw the fucking metal cans into the trash, that's why the world is dying. You know, that's my like personal opinion, though. Take that for what you will. I don't know, it's real strange. It's real strange. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, I've been thinking a lot about different types of, like, not really unions, but you could call them unions. It's more like groups or organizations of people, and how they, you know, they interact with each other and with the outside world in general. And I've kind of come to the thought that if you want, or rather something like, it's going to be really important to belong to like groups soon, like, I don't know, Catholicism. I don't know if it's communities. They have to have like a community is just a gathering of people, but they have to exercise power somehow. That's the most important thing. It's not really a community. It's a little bit more structured than that. There has to be, you know, a core set of beliefs or something like that. Like religion would be a good example. I don't know if you want to call it like the religious community. I feel like that's too, like, the word community just kind of bothers me, I guess. Because, for instance, I'll give you an example of what I'm thinking about, because this is like really broad and abstract and doesn't really make a lot of sense. For instance, there's a religious exemption. So there's religious exemptions to the coronavirus vaccine. So automatically you have more rights, sort of, or you're able to exercise your right, that someone who isn't religious doesn't have. So another example of this, again, it's going to be religion for most of these, but I'm not absolutely sure it wouldn't work for another type of group. There was I'm creating a religion. Well, that's how you get rich. You got to create a religion. That's in the immortal words of Ron L. Hubbard, is, you want to be rich, start a religion. And that's what he did. He turned his sci-fi books into a religion. Based? That's what I want to do, and just start my own religion. That's blasphemy right there. Alright, so it seems like, again, you need some sort of like legal backing for this to work. So it's not just a group, it's a group with like legal, like a legal existence, like a legal presence. There's a court case in America recently where cake makers were forced to make a cake, and the Supreme Court ruled that because of religious beliefs or freedom of religion, they would not have to bake that cake. So this is another, like, you know, right that, you know, a person in that community has, or is choosing to exercise, or is able to exercise over someone who isn't in one of these communities. So I don't know, it might become more and more important to join and maintain these other structures, and I feel like the problem is, it's, if you look at it on a global, like a very global, like just power relationships scale, atheism and the atheism community has actually done the biggest disservice to individual rights, unless they, you know, unless atheists start getting rights from their organization community thing that has a legal presence. Boys, I'm in a religion, and so I have the power of the God. The power of God! Reminds me of that guy on the lawnmower. Someone post that. yeah, if you think about, I always like to think about things in the who benefits from this sort of way. So who would benefit from individuals losing more rights and powers? I mean, it's definitely something that you can take up again. I mean, you don't need to be rebaptized to become a Christian, but it does seem like certain people have more rights than others currently, around here anyway. I don't know about other countries. I'd imagine that it works similarly in other countries. It's just a different set of groups, you know? All I'm saying is, you know, Kermit did a lot of good, you know. Jordan Peterson went around telling you to clean your room. He should have been saying, join a cult or a religion. It would probably have been better. Jordan was seems to be a pretty religiously minded person. I think he should have shilled religion a little bit better to people, especially now. Actually, an atheist. I don't believe in a god, but I don't really get getting communities to think about it. Do you? I think community is very important, and I think it's a really big problem for us now, because of things like you know, widespread atheism. That it's very difficult for there to be like a sense of community. So I think it's not good. From the standpoint of power, if you're giving up all that power to, I don't know, the state, for instance, it's not a good state of affairs, or it's a worse state of affairs, I should say. I think it's important to maintain rights. I think rights are very important, and anything you don't use, you lose. So, in this, what's it called? Yeah, I don't really, I think community is very important. I think, you know, in this effort, and again, I feel like New Atheism has basically been New Atheism and its no, fuck. God, I have, like, damn, dude. I had such a fire joke. Oh, man. Hold on. The New Atheism and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Thank you. Thank you, Oleg. Oleg knows what's up. Holy shit, based? Man, I had a fucking fire-ass joke. Damn, I fumbled that one. Oh, fuck, dude. Question still remains. Do you believe in God, Jesus, or Buddha, or Yoda? I don't really want to talk about my personal religious beliefs or ethics beliefs. I want to talk about ethics, but I don't really want to talk about my ethics, you know? I like talking about ethics. It's a great waste of time for everyone involved. I don't really like to talk about my personal ethics. I feel like that's private, man. That's private. Would it change? What if I believe in the? What if I assume? I don't know. What if I assume like deism or fideism or something? You wouldn't be able to you probably wouldn't be able to disprove me. You'd be able to say, well, you know, it's just not, you know, it's not a plausible conclusion that I believe, right? Something like that. I feel like you know, atheism period is probably not a good standpoint. Agnosticism, maybe. You can always say, hey, I don't know, but when you say I know for a fact, I feel like that actually is a weaker position because you don't know for a fact. So You could say that you know, I know for a fact that the religious claims made by you know, I don't know, Buddhism are false or something like that, right? But to say that I know that there is no God in a, you know, in a very in a sense like not a Christian God, but more like a you know, reality or like a deist sort of consideration. I feel like, I don't know, it's difficult. I don't know. I was raised, me personally, I went to Catholic school. I was raised Christian. I was baptized. But I don't really want to talk about my personal beliefs. I'm not even telling you if that. I'm telling you about influences, basically, what has influenced me. So it would be very difficult for you to prove that I'm not a Catholic. But I think it would be what's it called? It'd be a silly thing to do, you know. You're not a real Catholic. I'd like to see you try, sir. But what's it called? I think agnosticism is a strong position to argue from. It's just that it you know, it again has kind of the same problem of setting up meta ethics and ethics. I feel like when you have, you know, when you have a higher power, you just say, well, I believe in divine revelation and an objective ethics that stem from you know, God or something like that. But when it's not, then you're basically, you're kind of forced to you know, try to set up some meta ethics for arriving at an objective ethic. That's hard to do. There's a couple projects like that. I think there's at least a couple people out there trying to do that. I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the point. So, but when you say I'm an atheist, that means, and if you say I'm agnostic, no, I'm Gnostic atheist, right? Yeah, agnostic without the A. That means you know, right? You know there is no God, right? So that's like I feel like that's a losing position. But it's incredibly edgy, and I think it's like the most prevalent position on Reddit. So I study from philosophy like Taoism and Buddhism. I think religion is a good thing because people have a reason to be good. I hope that you're good for other reasons than just, you know, your religion tells you, which is, I think it's important to have, you know, moral compass. It's sometimes, you know, you need your moral compass to be informed by something, like religion. It's not ethics is hard, not for everybody, you know. Some people don't have a good you know, set of strong moral intuitions. They didn't watch enough Adventure Time or something, you know. They didn't have like the propaganda seep into their brain, so they don't know murder bad or something. I think most atheists are partially agnostic. Like, no atheist says God, like, being or energy can't exist. Just say we don't know, mostly cannot know. Yeah, so if you're, you know, if you're agnostic atheist, like, you don't know, but I don't believe in, like, Christianity, for instance. Like, I feel like that's an okay position sometimes. You could argue from that position. But when you say, like, I know for a fact, you know, that, what's it called? So it's, what's it called? It's interesting. It doesn't matter for us if it exists or not, because there is no way if something as great as God would be interested in such tiny beings such as humans. Yeah, that's you know, it's classic Bert and Russell type of arguments. that if, you know, or even Epicurus, you know, if God exists, he would, you know, he would find there would be no reason for him to appear on Earth, of all places. The universe is infinite, right? Or I guess, you know, you would also have to talk about things like the problem of evil. You know, why does God allow evil? And you know, why does that mean that he is impotent? I think that would be like an Epicurean way, where Epicurus says something like, if gosh, I don't really remember. It was something like, if evil exists, then does that mean that God allows it to exist? And that means he is impotent. If he allows it to, is powerful enough to stop it, but he allows it to exist, then that makes him evil. And then, you know, he kind of goes from that. Just kind of goes from there, you know? And so, I do find it interesting. God is not morally good. So you went with the good, you went with that line. That's not good. So God evil. What? Well, like God should encompass all morality, right? All right, so there's one guy who, you know, most mathematicians and scientists used to be kind of trying to prove the existence of God, right? Or logically derive, what's it called? Like one of my favorite people of all time, Leibniz, who invented calculus, but then that other guy came in and said, no, actually, I invented calculus, even though Leibniz came up with it. I don't remember that guy's name. Fuck that guy. And he said, you know, God must be good. It's just that out of all probable worlds, this was the best one that's possible. So as long, you know, all worlds have suffering, but this one was the best one. And he, you know, by knowing everything, God knows that this world was the best out of all of those possibilities. So that's why, you know, some amount of evil, you know, is basically required to exist. And that's kind of how he goes past those thoughts. So all of these ancient problems, they have answers of some sort, and maybe even implausible ones. But we're always talking about like some, you know, logical, a priori truth. So it doesn't even have to be like comprehensible. Just, you know, if there's multiple possible worlds, God chose the best out of all contingent worlds. There you go. So God is good still. Yeah, it depends on who you ask, I guess. Kind of want to take like this part and just like copy paste it. I think I'm just gonna do that. This world is God's design. This world is fair in nature, where the weak die and the strong survive. Maybe that's based. Maybe that's supposed to happen. You ever think of that? Maybe that's based. And maybe like when we're trying to devalue, go against, you know, sort of natural order and things like that, bad shit starts to happen. Maybe we shouldn't do that. You ever think of that? I don't know. I think I disregarded a lot of valuable arguments when I was younger about community and the importance of community, and now I feel like, you know, it's unfortunate. So. And I think, I don't know, cheesy? Who's cheesy? This isn't a pizza, it's a bird lizard. I'm gonna multiply here. Just a little bit. So I already have like a lot of details and kind of like them, so I'm just gonna multiply a little bit. Okay, that's good. Multiply. The reason I don't believe in God is because you think about it here, there have been just gods or Jesus. My reason is that people want to believe. Sure, there's plenty of religions out there that just no one believes in anymore. What about the great Juju of the East? You know, he's not around to answer your prayers. Something after death, which is not the first. Well, I mean, like, I think a lot of theist arguments can actually be kind of reinterpreted as arguments for I feel like when you really drill down, you can still be a Christian and feel like believe in kind of the tenets of Christianity that are, you know, almost like universal, like a higher power would be one of those tenets. And a lot of the arguments again can kind of be, they kind of exist as like logical truths, so it's hard to disprove them. It's more like most of the answers are like, well, I assume the opposite is true. Like for instance, the assumption of the unmoved mover from like Aristotle. Aristotle, a perfect Christian. Aristotle assumes that there has to have been a starting point, and that starting point is actually outside of, you know, like the cycle. So if there was a Big Bang, then what caused the Big Bang? And so that thing must exist outside of a cycle that would, you know, do something like a Big Bang. Everything has a start, basically. This is kind of like, again, this is like logically true. But then Bertrand Russell comes in. He says, well, if you assume that to say that there's an unmoved mover, you basically have to assume that there is. You don't provide evidence, you just assume that there is. And so I can, in response, assume that the universe just is. And so, you know, this cycle of, you know, like Big Bangs, it just is. It just happens. You know, so I'm assuming the opposite idea there, basically. The opposite hypothesis. You can't prove me wrong. I can't prove you wrong. We're at a stalemate, and that's based. I think it's very important to to look into these ideas and to treat them with kind of not really respect, but something like respect, where your initial like what do you call that? I guess your initial meeting with that idea isn't, isn't poisoned. You don't like assume that you're like, oh, this is retarded. I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm sorry. This is unlucky, and then I'm not gonna engage with this idea at all. I'm just right. So this is unlucky, and I do not want to engage with it. So, because a lot of these places have kind of basically become kind of what they hate themselves. They become, places of dogma. Like our atheism is like the most dogmatic place. You couldn't find a church gathering that was more dogmatic than r/atheism on Reddit. It doesn't exist. So you have to kind of, I don't know, think at least, why do we even bring up Reddit? Reddit is very important. It's the place where everyone goes to steal your content and not pay you for it. They stole my OnlyFans account and they posted it all over Reddit. Those bastards. Clearly doesn't represent the. That's another problem. Is that there's a lot of like, it's really bad when we accidentally pick the most evil people to run the most popular parts of the internet. I feel like Reddit admins are like legit evil, like not even joking. Like they're the stereotype of evil somehow. There's the best church you can get into. That's the problem. That's the problem of community again. What community? People online aren't, they're not a community. This is not how it works, It's the opposite of a community. I don't know. So I think it's important to have to exist as kind of like. I don't know, like a legal entity with extra rights. I think that's very important. And then have people that share your ideas. And I feel like the R socialism Reddit isn't gonna be there for you when you get I don't know, put on trial for pedophilia. Something tells me they have their own cases to worry about. Oh man. I wonder if it's illegal to be this savage. Isn't it a weird coincidence? Isn't it just like the amount of coincidences like that? It's so weird, man. It's like just every time it's just a coincidence. Every single time. yeah. Need to put in more of these, what's called scales. Put them in like maybe a couple of different colored ones. I wonder if that's gonna mess up my value structure. I hope not. A little bit more saturation, a little bit more opacity. But yeah. It's easier not to worry about these things, I think. I feel like eventually I'm gonna have to worry about more of these things, and then it'll just be too late to do anything about them. And then I'll have to accept the outcome of my actions, and then it's gonna be sad, super unlucky. I just want to let you know that chat is not popping out and we can't read what the other guy said on YouTube. Oh, why? Oh. Cool. Cool. I just had it disabled. What else did I have disabled? Oh, the subscriber. Same yesterday. Well, you gotta tell me about these things. Man, you gotta tell me, man. Like, I'm here with you. I mean, just tell me. Let me know, then I'll be able to just tell people to hop onto Twitch. That's my secret plan. Boost my Twitch viewership. I might also steal this as well. Do a little less work. Maybe make it a little bigger or something. Just a little less work for me. Twitch is Trash starting argument. Twitch is bad. I'm not on Twitch normally, so sorry. I like your art though. Oh, thanks, Manga Drawing. I appreciate that. It's all good. I'm not gonna ask anybody to switch over. Watch where you like to watch. There's always the chat. Oh wow, some Twitch is bad. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I prefer to have choices. Like, what is your Twitch link? I will jump in. Totally killed my microphone there. My Twitch, it's Twitch TV Darnasart. I'm always Darnasart everywhere, so just post it in chat. We got here. Who added me? Oh my god. Okay. Oh wait, no, I gotta get out of there. Hold on. Who knows? Who knows what'll pop up? Alexandrin, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the better. No, I'm kidding. Twitch is garbage. I mean, like, you gotta pick your poison. For me, I get, it's just easier. It's just easier for me to, like, I don't know. It's just easier for me to stick to one. So that's kind of why I am on just the one. Usually, like when I'm chatting, it chats to everywhere, but like, I feel like I'm more present in Twitch chat opposed to every other one. I don't know. I like watching like I like watching a lot of videos on YouTube. I feel like for videos, I'm like there 100% of the time. I don't think I've ever watched a video, like a single video on Twitch. I guess if you count what's it called, live stream fails, maybe, but that's like clips from. Usually those clips are like backups of backups of backups of backups of backups. Hard to find the good stuff on live stream fails anymore. The moderators do too good a job. You know, this is the quintessential issue with entertainment. Because entertainment is, you know, spontaneous. It's got to have a lot of energy to it. When you try to, you know, bottle into a corporate, pre-approved thing, you're always going to end up with a competitor who doesn't do that, and then they win. They will take your market share every single time. It's like television, and then Twitch streaming, and then whatever is coming next. Because, you know, in an effort to make everything advertiser friendly, you're going to, well, I don't know, for lack of a better word, it's kind of like disinfecting, or maybe like sterilizing your chat, or, you know, even better, you not sterilizing it, you're castrating your entertainment. I didn't know how to use Twitch, so how can I see other people's chat? What's it called? You would be using oh, music is way too loud. Give me a second here. Too loud, man. Why are we so loud? Alright. That's good. Can't you see this? You can find Twitch. They should be able to see it now. You should be able to see it. If you're in the Twitch chat, you should be able to see it in the Twitch chat. Unless you have like some kind of weird app that lets you post to it. I mean, that's possible, but you would have to do a lot of legwork for that. Be very surprised if you didn't know what was happening if you were doing something like that. But yeah, live stream fails is kind of like, I think they're doing too good a job. The moderation team is a little too good. So now you're gonna have to find another subreddit to find like actually entertaining shit. It's not, you know, just like, you know, some boring drama post or whatever. It's sad, but it is what it is. It's the constant cycle, you know. The subversive and the transgressive, I guess. The provocative is always, you know, removed from these spaces, and then it's what made the place great and fun and interesting, and then you have to go and find that somewhere else. And so, you know, Twitch will eventually become broadcast television. you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain, and it's like it's the truth that, you know, it's just it'll be there till forever. It's just how it's gonna work. It is what it is. Twitch died when they abandoned Justin TV. I think they have like the biggest market share for live streams right now, right? Especially since their competitors keep dying out, like rest in peace Mixer. I'll watch the sky. I'll watch the streets, you watch the skies. So they're definitely a throwback. I joined Twitch after they nixed Justin TV, but I joined when like art streaming just became a thing. Like I started when Twitch started streaming. I just kind of like the idea of streaming, so that's why I continue to do it. DLive died when PewDiePie left. Was PewDiePie even really a part of it? I feel like he was there like for advertising for like a like a thing, and then he's just like gone. PewDiePie cashed out, bros. PewDiePie got the money. Hey man, I don't blame him. I respect the bag. I don't know, man. I feel like DLive is a little bit more dead now. I feel like eventually it's not gonna be around. So, you know, make preparations, add me on Twitch, you know, just in case, if I'm right. If I'm wrong, then, you know, keep on keeping on. I will keep streaming on DLive till I've run it into the ground. Till they've run their streaming service into the ground. It's no longer an option. Or until they start doing like really, really weird shit, like giving you spyware ads, whatever, like that, then I wouldn't. Better than the site that Ninja shills. Oh, Mixer? Yeah, Mixer. I already mentioned them. Well, eventually, I don't really watch Ninja. Maybe I think he had a deal with them for a while, and then I'm just waiting for DLive to try to buy talent, and then get like, after spending millions of dollars, for them to shut down and tell us to go watch Facebook. I think that's what the last message from what's it called? From the Mixer admins was, go watch Facebook or something. That was pretty funny. I guess you get what you deserve. So, oh shit. Alright, my wife is home. I'm gonna start preparing for like takeout and stuff, but we got some work done. Let me see here. Where's this guy? This other guy. We did some work today, hell. Yeah, we got a little bit of the axe. You know, a little bit of stuff. Not too much. Let me host someone, since there's so many of you. There's way too many of you here. Anyone have a thing that they're watching, like when they're not watching me? Don't worry, it won't hurt me. Let me see here. Otherwise, I'm gonna just sort my low to high and see if I could find someone like that owl thing. Lumpy Touch. Does he have like 1 million viewers? I feel like I feel like what I like to do is, and it's International Men's Day. Oh, what's this? Wait, hold on. I think no. Sometimes you see something in like the bottom of creative that's just like super impressive, you know? Like super impressive, and there's like 2 people watching. That's kind of what I'm looking for, or at least, you know, somewhat impressive. Let's go with somewhat impressive. Not always possible to find, because like I've seen like Twitch like art pros, like they're just kind of like unknown, but I know them because I'm like subscribed to their fucking ArtStation, and they're doing Twitch for some reason, and then like no one is watching because no one knows. This looks impressive. Let me see what that is. Yeah, nice one. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I have to figure out how to do this though. Hold on. Dashboard. Yeah. Oh, that's another reason why you should join Twitch, so we could do fun things like this. Read. All right, now you press the button. Press the button. Press the button. Press the button. Press button. Press button. Yeah. Go. I'm gonna give it a 5 count. 5. If you're not here for it, hey, stop on pressing the button. Who told you not to press the button? No, why? Come on. There we go.